Hello. This video is intended to help students develop an understanding of the academic integrity policy and processes here at WPI. Academic integrity is an important principle in both education and research that celebrates scholarship and the act of learning. WPI expects that all students will exhibit the highest standards of integrity, consider the implications of decisions in an ethical manner, and practice academic integrity by respecting the intellectual property rights of others. It is important to understand what is viewed as a violation of academic integrity. At WPI, violations of the academic integrity policy can be defined within the four following constructs: cheating, fabrication, plagiarism, and facilitation. It is considered cheating when students attempt to or intentionally use unauthorized study aids, materials, information, or assistance in any academic activity or assessment. Fabrication is defined as falsification or invention of data, information, and citations in any academic activity, or alteration of official academic records. Plagiarism occurs when using words, ideas, assertions, data, creative works, or graphics of another without proper attribution in any academic activity. Students may be held liable for facilitation by helping or attempting to help another student to violate any provision of the academic integrity policy. While we do not expect students to violate the academic integrity policy on purpose, knowing these definitions will help students make informed decisions as they navigate their experience as a student and beyond. To help guide you along your journey at WPI, here are the top 3 tips for ensuring you comply with academic integrity. First, you should always follow your instructor's expectations by reading and referencing the syllabus for questions or clarification. It is a contract between you and your instructor where they share their expectations, the tools and resources you can access, and how to access them. If you have a question or need clarification, reach out to the instructor. They are here to help. If you are leveraging your work on readings and research you have used to write a paper or report, always make sure you cite them, whether direct quotes or general summaries. Giving credit to original authorship through citations is pivotal to academic integrity, writing, and research. Never use someone else's work as your own without citation. If your research did not come out the way you wanted, the calculations are not making sense, or a friend is asking for assistance in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, ask for help. Never fabricate data or help someone violate a part of the academic integrity policy. Connect with an instructor, peer learning assistant, teaching assistant, or research assistant on the best course forward. When a concern about an academic integrity violation occurs, there are 2 processes for both matriculated and non-matriculated students. Matriculated students are those that have accepted their admission and are currently pursuing their degree from WPI. Non-matriculated students may be taking credit courses, but are not formally enrolled for a degree from WPI. Information on violation procedures for either status can be found on the Dean of Students' website under the Code of Conduct. For the purposes of this video, we will focus on matriculated students. If an allegation tied to a violation of academic integrity occurs, the instructor of record will first report to a department head or designee any suspected violation to be reviewed and confirmed. Next, the instructor contacts the Dean of Students' office to determine if the student has a prior offense tied to academic integrity. Then, the instructor will meet with the student to present the allegation and engage in a conversation to learn any additional information. After the conversation, the instructor of record will use the information gathered to help determine if there was a true violation or not. There are different processes depending on the information, the number of previous offenses, and the severity of the case, so listen carefully. If the instructor of record believes no violation occurred, then they can dismiss the allegation with the Dean of Students' office and no further action is taken. If the instructor believes a violation has occurred, there are 2 processes that could affect the student's disciplinary record. Departmental agreements are a resolution method for academic integrity violations when the student has no prior cases. This option is only possible when it is the student's first violation, the student admits to violating the academic integrity policy, and the student accepts the sanctions imposed by the instructor of record. By signing the departmental agreement, the student admits to the violation and accepts the consequences from the instructor of record. The maximum penalty that can be applied at this level is to assign no credit for the course or project. After an academic integrity departmental agreement form is signed by the instructor of record and student, it is sent to the Dean of Students' office for official record keeping. In all other cases, the violation will be referred to the campus hearing board. Allegations are referred to the campus hearing board if one or more of the following are true. If the alleged violation of academic integrity is the first violation, and the student does not want to resolve the case at the department level. If the instructor of record feels the allegation is truly egregious, and/or the student has a record of prior offenses involving academic integrity. The campus hearing board is comprised of faculty, staff, and students who are trained to hear cases when an allegation tied to the code of conduct arises, including academic integrity. They follow standard procedures for disciplinary hearings as established by WPI. If the student is found responsible, the board may recommend a variety of sanctions including grading, disciplinary standings, or any additional consequences as appropriate. If a student is found responsible for the violation, a record is filed and kept with the Dean of Students' office. If a student signs the departmental agreement or is found responsible through the campus hearing board process, they will have a judicial record on file with WPI for 2 years following graduation, unless there is a case of suspension or expulsion. In those cases, records are held indefinitely. It is important to note that when an allegation concerning an academic integrity violation has been made, students may not drop the course or project. Additionally, if a resolution has not been made and an allegation stretches over 2 terms or semesters, the student will receive an incomplete until resolution has been found. If you have any questions tied to the academic integrity policy, the departmental agreement, campus hearing board, or student code of conduct, please feel free to contact the Dean of Students' office at deanofstudents@wpi.edu or academic integrity at wpi.edu. And if you are looking for a copy of the academic integrity policy or the student code of conduct, visit the Dean of Students' website for up-to-date information. Additionally, staff are available in the Dean of Students' office, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., to support and meet with students. This office is located on the 2nd floor of the Rubin Campus Center. You will have the opportunity as a student at WPI to make a large impact on those around you while you work towards your degree. Knowing WPI's expectations of our students will be a helpful tool so that you can make informed decisions as you shape your research, scholarship, and educational experience in the days ahead. For questions or more information, visit the Dean of Students' website or contact the Dean of Students by email at deanofstudents@wpi.edu. Thanks for watching.